Hi, welcome to this first tutorial of this series of tutorials for Apphive. In these tutorials, I'm going to teach you how you can create your own application for taxi, how to create an application you can use in production, and I'm going to explain you step by step how you can start creating an application using Apphive. This platform is a platform for no code. So if you don't know how to code, if you don't know any program language, you can start from scratch. You can start learning this step by step how to create your own application. Also, it's very useful if you follow us on our YouTube channel. You can see here our YouTube channel. You can search for Apphive No Code App Builder. This is our channel in English, so you can learn from the tutorials we have there. We have explanation about each function, and you can create your application with these tutorials. The main objective of these tutorials is not only create this application. You can understand how the platform works with these tutorials, and you can create your own application. Almost every applications you can think are possible in Apphive, since we have many functionalities, starting from tracking, from maps, GPAs, user management, database, and also connect with another platforms or with another systems using APIs. So, well, I hope this tutorial will be very useful. If you have an idea or a similar idea for delivery, you can start from this. And well, let's start. First of all, well, you can go to apphive.io. Here is the website, and just click on Get Started and create your account, and then you are in the editor. Let's create a new project. A project is a group of applications. So, for example, if we are going to create a delivery app, we have the admin application, the restaurant application, the driver, and the customer app. So we will need 4 applications connected one each other to offer this kind of service. So let's start with a blank template. The first is to write a name for the application. I'm going to name this as Eatbear. Yeah, just to choose a name. And also you need to name the application, because the first is the name of the project and this is the name of the application. Okay. Let's name this as user. You can upload your own icon from your computer. It's a square icon, or you can choose one of these and you can change this later. I'm going to create a big screen. We have different plans, annual or monthly billing, but you can start for free and test the platform and start creating your application, and we can upgrade later. Okay, so here we are. Here is the app editor. So here we can create the application, and we have all we need to create it. You don't need any external software, and you can create an application for Android and iOS. Doesn't matter if you are working from a Windows computer. You can create the application here on the browser, and once the application is ready, you can export this application to publish on the App Store and on the Play Store. So the first to start is to add a new screen. So click here, or you can click here in Add a New Screen button. And here we have many templates. You can start with different designs. If you want to start from scratch, we have the empty screen, or we have different designs of the screen. Also, if you click on see more, you can search for tutorials. For example, if I search for delivery app, you will find many screens that can be useful for the different applications, from pages for products, for lists, for forms, or also if you search for a login screen, just login, you will see many designs. Well, it depends what you want to use. But I'm going to choose this one. It's a basic login screen. We have the login with Facebook, with Google, also with Apple, and also we have the option we can create a guest session. And so this is perfect to start. I'm thinking in a delivery application, we can have this template as a home screen. In this home screen, we can have the categories of the different products. We have also the specific products or feature products we can promote in here. And also we have our menu, so we can navigate to our account settings, or also to see your orders you have currently. Okay, so we have our home screen, we have our login. Let's rename it. Just click on it, or login screen. Also, you can allow the user to register if they want to do it, not necessarily with a social network. So if they don't have Facebook or Google, they can create an account. So I'm going to add a screen for sign up. So I search for screen for sign up, just asking for email address, password, and also a screen for signing. Okay. And yeah, why not? The forget password if they want to recover the password. In this screen, I'm going to change this to login with email. So first we have the options for login with Facebook, Google, Apple, but also if they want to log in with sign in, to sign in with email. And so we are going to redirect the users to sign in using email and password. So this is the basic to create the screen for the user session, which is the start of our application. So now we have the design. How can we customize the design? Well, we have different options here. If I click on this tab, I will see all the available options for style customization. Since we haven't chosen any control on the screen, I have the options to customize the design of the page. So you can see if I change here the background color, you will see how the background color change. Also, I can load an image here. But if I click on any of the controls I have on the screen, I have different options for the background to load an image, for the borders, the dimensions. I can change the dimensions of each control. here directly on the screen, or I can write here the percentage or the pixels I have, I want for this control. So I have options about direction and, well, margins, shadows, and these options change depending on the control I am clicking on. So if I click on text, I will see the options for the text. And if I click on the container, I will see the options for the container. So it's important our screen needs to have 100% 8 as the result of the sum of all the containers. So if we have an 8 for 10% in the first container, and we have 8 for 10%, so the main container will need to have 80%. Okay. So if we have 100%, if we sum the 8 of all the containers we have. Okay, so we can customize as we want. We can change the text, just double click to change the text and also the icons if you want to customize your screen. So the next is to start adding the functions to give the, well, to start giving the functionality to our application. So to make that, we need to click on the functions tab. This tab, in this tab, we are going to add all the functions we want for the application. For example, in this container, I want to do something when the user clicks on it. So if I, well, clicks or press in the phone, if I press this container, I want to log in the user using Facebook. So if the first is to add an event. So when the functions are going to start, the functions can start when the page loads or can start when something happens on the controls. I have different events when I keep pressing for some seconds the control, or when I press the control. So I'm going to click on press, which is the one of the events I have. So on press will be called when I press the control, and then I have different functions I can add. I have functions for modify the element, functions for the user management, database, local database, logic, notifications, phone APIs, geolocation, push notification, add, event, tracking, navigation, payments. But for now, we're going to start with the user, because we're creating the user system for our application. If you want to learn better how the other functions works, you can follow us on our YouTube channel, and we have tutorials for almost every function on the platform. So you can learn more about one of each of these functions. So I'm going to add the function for login with Facebook. Here I have the function login with Facebook. I have different, I don't need anything else to log in my user with Facebook. It's just add the function. I have different callbacks here. These are what happened after try to log in the user. For example, if I try to log in and it has an error, for example, the password, or I don't have a user in Facebook, so the error will be called. Also, cancel. If I click on the sign in with Facebook and I close the window to log in, the sign in cancel will be called. And finally, I have the success login with Facebook. So after a success login, I can add a new function. So you can see I can add functions after something happens in other functions. I'm going to add a function for replace the screen. Replace the screen to, and it's a navigation function to send the user to the home page. So I need to choose the page. I'm going to redirect the user, the transition, and the transition speed. So I'm going to redirect the user after a successful login with Facebook. That's all what I need to log in, sign in a user with Facebook. Okay, so login with Google is the same. I start with an event. Then I need to add function. I'm going to add the login with Google. I have the option for always select account, because if you have different accounts in your phone, and you log in with one account, then the second time you log in the application, don't ask again what account is what you want to use. So if you enable this, we'll always ask for what is the account you want, or if it's disabled, we take the last account you used to log in. Okay, this is the only we need to as an entry bar. And for callbacks, we have different callbacks. For error in progress is when you have another login with Google at the same time. You can have just one a time. If you don't have the Play services in some phones, Huawei doesn't have the Play services, so you can log in with Google in these phones, or the same if canceled, or if the login was successful. If the login was successful, we are going to replace the screen and send the user to also the home screen. We can add an animation here. And well, finally, with Apple, we can do the same. It's very similar. So I'm going to send the user to the home screen. I can add an animation here. And if I press the sign in with email, I can redirect the user to, well, I'm going to push the screen to send the user to the this sign in screen, because wants to sign in using an email. So I'm going to redirect the user to this screen. It's important to have to change your homepage. Your homepage is the page with this star. So you can change what is the first page you are going to load in your application. And okay, once we have these parts, so we can test our application. There are different ways you can test the application you are creating. The first one is scan this QR code. So you can scan from your phone and Android, or you can search for the application Apphive on the Play Store, and you can download this application. And it's important, you need to sign in the application using the same account you use for login on the editor. And also, you can preview the application on web. Just click on launch, and you will see your application. So you can test your application here. If I click on login with Facebook, you see I am logging with Facebook. Well, I already have an open Facebook account. Also, we can test this on the phone. I have here my phone. And after login, you will see your projects. Click on your project. And on the application. So you see, this is the applications we are creating here. If I change something, for example, with social, I delete something, you will see the change on real time on your application. So they are synchronized from what you do on your editor is the same what you see on your phone or in the web application. You see here. Well, if I reload, the change are updated automatically. So in the phone, I can test, for example, signing with Google. Ask me for permissions, continue, and you will see your account, and that's it. So I create my social login screen, so they can log in using Facebook, Google, or Apple. And if they press on sign in with email, they are going to be redirected to this screen. Okay, first we are going to add the functions to create a new account. If they are new users, well, we're going to ask for email, password, well, confirmation for password, or we can, well, it's not necessary to ask the password again. I'm going to use this for the name. I can change the placeholder, just double click, or I can change here on the placeholder and the control name. I'm going to rename this as a name. The control name is important because, well, it's the way you can recognize each control on the screen. So to have some functions, you will need to read information for these controls. If I double click on it, I can change also the icon. Okay, so now we have our email, name. You can enable or disable the password secure, to see the dots instead of the see what they write, or the password. Let's rename this as password. So now we have the email, name, and password. So to add this function, we want that when the user press on the sign up button, so we are going to add the event on press, and from the users, I'm going to add the function for sign up. This function has a difference for the social networks login, has some entry bars. These entry bars are the variables that we need to send to the function so this function can work properly. So it needs an email, a name, a password, and a phone. So to add the email, we need to read the email the users write here on the email field. So I'm going to click on this entry bars button, and I will see this little screen. On this screen, we have different options of entry bars we can send to our function. We can write directly, well, plain text or a boolean, timestamps. Also, we can create a new function inside this function. We can add information from the user if the user is already signing. So we have the name, we have the email, user phone. We have events from other events after something change. For example, when I change, I call this function after an input change, so I can add this. And also we have a palette for colors. So we can send a color, and we can send variables for applications we are going to use later. But for now, we need to read the email from our screen. We have our screen controls here. As you see, we have the password here, the name, the email. These controls have the name I named here on the options. So if I choose the email, it automatically selects the value. So I am reading the email value from this field. I'm going to do the same with the name and with the password. Okay. The phone is not necessary. Well, the only necessary is an email and the password. So, well, now we have our entry bars. So this function is running when I click on this container and press, this function is called. And after this function is called, I have different callbacks, error registering, success, or if the email already exists. I can add functions after each callback. For example, if the email already exists, I can send the user an alert error. The user already exists. Okay, or I can read the user or well show something else. No? The on the success, I'm going to redirect the user also for the home page. Okay, so and when they click on it, I'm going to redirect the user. It's important to know that after the user sign up, they are already signing, so we don't need to redirect the user to sign in again. They are already signing after a successful sign up. Well, that's all. If they press on this of I already have an account, we are going to send or return to last screen just with an animation. And the same, I can copy this function, just click on copy, and I can paste this. So it doesn't matter if they click on I already have an account or here, they're going to be redirected here. If they click on go back, return to the last screen, and the same. I can use return to the last screen since when they click on this signing, I push the screen. This is a stack of screens. So when they press on signing with email, a new page is added to the stack. So when they press on return to last screen, we remove the top screen and what they are going to get back. On this screen, we have the email. It already has the email and the password name. It's okay. So on press, we are going to add the login function. It's the same as in the sign up, but this time it's just necessary the email and password to log in. And after login could be an error, for example, invalid credentials. I'm going to send an error, invalid credentials. And on successful login, I can redirect the user, replace the screen, and send the user to the home screen. Okay, I'm going to change the social networks since we have the social networks here. And I'm going to drag and drop text to add the, we have a container here. Let's make this container for 100%. And this text also 100%. Well, this container has many divisions. I'm going to have just one. And let's write create an account. So to create an account, and we can redirect the user. Okay. Here I have all this size. It's okay. So, and when they press on this text, we're going to send the user push screen to the sign up screen. Okay. Okay, so if they press on create an account, we send the user to the sign up screen. If they press on sign in, we sign the user. And finally, if they press on forgot password, we push the screen for the recovery password screen. Finally, this screen, I'm going to add the return to last screen function. Here we have it. And create an account. We can push the screen to the sign up page. Okay. Okay, here we have just the email. So if they press on recovery, we have the function here for forget password. So we need the email. That's all. Once the email was sent, I just click on email was sent. Check your inbox. Okay. Also, email error, email not found. Okay. So now we have or that we need for start our application now from logging with social networks, well, logging with email and password, but we need also a way to sign out. So I'm going to add a side menu. I can do it just enable here left navigation. So we have our side menu. And well, for now, I'm just going to add a simple button for log out. Okay. And when they press this button, I'm going to log out the user. And once is well, log out, I'm going to replace the screen for the login screen. Okay. Well, I have a control here. I need to add a function here to open the side menu. I can, when they click on this, I toggle the side menu. So click and open the side menu, and then they can click on logout to go back to the homepage. Also, well, it's a good idea to call this function for toggle the side menu, to close the side menu after redirect the user. So yeah, it's ready. All our user system is ready. So let's test it. If I have my application here, if I press here, I have my button for logout. And then I log out from the application. Well, we already tested the signing with Facebook, with Google. Let's try with email. If I press on email, now I am on this page. Click on create an account. Now I am redirected to create an account. I'm going to use an address for support at apphive.io. Name, Jonathan, and password. Okay, you don't see the password, but I see the dots, no, because it's the live transmission. So I press on sign up, and now I create an account. Once a user create a new account, you can see the accounts created here on the members. Here you have the accounts. Doesn't matter if they created the account using Gmail, Facebook, or email and password. So you can see here the account we just created. And let's try to log in now using the email and password. So the same, I click on sign in and using support at apphive.io and the password. Press sign in, and yeah, it worked. So we have all that we need to start with our application. We already have a user system, social networks, a home screen to start, create an account, and forget password, and also login using email and password. And we have our home screen ready to start adding the functions to read the information for the products to create our application. So, let's see tomorrow. We're going to explain better how you can add these functions to this homepage so you can read information from your database and display this information on the home screen. See you tomorrow at the same time. We are creating these tutorials and we are recording live. If you are not in a live on this tutorial, on the description we have the links for the full playlist with all the tutorials, and also you can follow us on YouTube, see the other videos we have explaining the functions, and also join us on the Apphive community in community.apphive.io. We have a big community. They can help you to answer if you have questions about the applications you are creating. Register, and you can ask any doubt you have about your application. And also we have a chat here on the editor, so you can ask us and any questions you have about the application you are creating. So that's all for now. Thank you for watching us. See you tomorrow to continue to creating this application for delivery. Bye-bye.